Okay, Matt Papes, lesson 3. No, it's lesson 4 today actually. So in lesson 4 we talked about a lot of different things. I have to speak up loud, probably the microphone won't be good enough if I don't speak loud. The biggest thing out of today was more fluidity of motion and what that's going to do with the relationship with the arms and hands. Matt always is after the feeling of trying to stop this left wrist cupping this way. We've talked about the reasons why that happens. One is his right shoulder tends to come too much like this. Arms are swinging left. Because his arms swing left, then his hands have to block and hold out. So if we can get the body to work and turn more back in the backswing, and a more turned backswing, by the time the club comes to impact, right shoulder is going to feel like it's staying back. The club will naturally want to rotate and turn more coming through impact. The left wrist correspondingly will be flatter. One big revelation today, which we've talked about before, but I think made more sense today with Matt, was release of the hands. Now, the release of the hands is more of a downward motion than what Matt realised. The forearms releasing actually rotate. That's release for the forearms when they rotate and turn. The hands, the motion is very much an up and down motion. So what we want to get more at impact is more of a downward blow. Very important with bunker shots. That downward hitting motion is really important with bunker shots, hence one of the reasons why you're not so good with your bunker shots. Other things we talked about with your full swing was to get more of a flowing motion. So it's just completing the backswing, completing the follow through, playing the game golf. Playing the game golf is when you're out there, you can't control everything, but what you can control is that little area down here between each shot. So you make your practice swings and you try and get that club to hit the ground in the same spot each time. You make a full swing back, full swing through, try and achieve that. If you miss the ground, like quite often happens because you're turning back better, your hands aren't doing the right thing anymore. If you miss the ground, your focus needs to be just, okay, let's hit the ground. Let's hit the ground. Go at it. If you have 3 or 4 swings, that's okay. Obviously, we don't want to do it with every single shot on the course, but if you're doing it for the occasional shot, your playing partners won't mind. That'll be fine. Chipping and pitching. Chipping, let's go to pitching first because that was more of the battle for you rather than chipping. The biggest battle that Matt was trying to do was too much of this look. Now when we get that look, watch what happens to my right shoulder. Comes forward. Now obviously we know what the problem is when that right shoulder does that. There are corresponding movements with that back to this left hand going this way and cupping in here. So we need to try and feel like the shaft of the club is starting where it finishes, more back this way, not leaning forward. If I get that look, then on the way through, my right shoulder doesn't want to come forward so much. If I'm here, then it comes forward and my arms swing left. Okay, so to get that feel, obviously body's going to be more quiet, it's not going to do so much. To achieve that motion with a pitch shot, the focus is going to be more on the head of the club swinging. Let the head swing back, head swing through, feeling where the head of the club's moving, getting that balance feel, back, through. With your chip shots, we don't want so much wrist. Your focus is going to be on how the whole club moves. So it's more of the whole swinging the handle on the shaft, not so much the head. That stops the wrist action so much and stops the club hinging that way so much. So obviously with a chip shot, we don't need to have as much distance with swings, so the levers aren't as important. So rather than thinking freeze wrists, we're going to be thinking, okay, we're just going to swing the handle and the shaft. For the pitch shots, we want everything hinging more, want a bigger motion. We're going to swing the head of the club back through. Lob shots are going to be more wide, lower. Same thing with the swing motion with the head of the club swinging back and through. We're going to change your setup. Bunker shots similar to a lob shot. Biggest difference with a bunker shot is obviously where the club hits the ground, so the ball needs to be in a different position, further forward in your stance. And for Matt, number one most important thing is the downswing has to be more down with the hands. Everything has to work more downwards. More of this release rather than this release. That releases off into the trees or trying to kill one of your playing partners. Thanks, Matt.